Welcome to stoichiometric calculations, amounts of reactants and products. Alright, so let's look at this chemical reaction. So we have C3H8, this is propane, plus oxygen yields carbon dioxide and water. This is a balanced chemical reaction. So what mass of oxygen gas will react with 96.1 grams of propane? Well, this equation means that we have 1 mole of propane reacting with 5 moles of oxygen and 3 mole to yield 3 moles of carbon dioxide and 4 moles of water. Or we could show that in terms of molecules. So 1 propane molecule reacts with 5 oxygen molecules to yield 3 carbon dioxide molecules and 4 water molecules. We can talk about these in terms of molecules or in terms of moles. Remember, a mole of molecules is 6.022 times 10 to the 23 molecules. So we just have 6.022 times 10 to the 23 of these, and 5 times 6.022 times 10 to the 23 of these, and so on. So we can talk about this in terms of molecules reacting or in terms of moles of molecules reacting. Just depends on the scale. So we need to know how many moles of propane there are in 96.1 grams of propane. So we need to take 96.1 grams of propane, multiply by 1 mole of propane, divided by the molar mass, 44.1 grams of propane, and that gives us 2.18 moles of propane. So now we need to know how many moles of oxygen will react with these 2.18 moles of propane. So we know that we have 2.18 moles of propane. We know that 1 mole of propane reacts with 5 moles of oxygen. So we're going to need 5 times as many moles of oxygen, so 10.9 moles of oxygen. And now we need to convert from moles of oxygen to mass of oxygen. So we'll convert from moles, multiply by the molar mass. Remember, molar mass of O2 is twice the molar mass of an oxygen atom. So twice 16.0, so 32 grams per mole. So that gives us 349 grams of oxygen. So we need 349 grams of oxygen to fully react with our 96.1 grams of propane. So suppose we also want to know the mass of carbon dioxide that's produced. We need to know how many moles of carbon dioxide will be produced. We know that we have 2.18 moles of propane. We know that the mole ratio from propane to carbon dioxide is 1 mole of propane to 3 moles of carbon dioxide. And that means that we'll end up with 6.54 moles of carbon dioxide. And now we need to convert from moles of carbon dioxide to mass of carbon dioxide, so to grams. So we have 6.54 moles of carbon dioxide multiplied by the molar mass, 44.0 grams of carbon dioxide per mole. We end up with 288 grams of carbon dioxide. So we will produce 288 grams of carbon dioxide during our reaction. And that was stoichiometric calculations, amounts of reactants and products.